All right, Kev, we got our first breaking story-breaking trade of our Two Balls, One Hoop show. This isn't really like a podcast episode. It's more or less
so much for the
reaction to it.
Weeks, huh?
Yeah, I know. I mean, and we were texting about it. We were so like conflicted. We're like, are we going to launch in a couple weeks? I know we said that last episode, but also we saw this type of thing. And I feel like when we see a trade like this, Russell Westbrook and John Wall traded, you have to react to it.
The Woj bomb of Woj bombs.
Seriously. And both these guys are rumored to get traded, right? Like, I think that this didn't come out of absolute nowhere, but I feel like all of the talks completely died down. And then all of a sudden it was like, by the way, two absolute superstars just got traded for each other.
In fact, I told you a couple of weeks ago that there were some rumors floating around that Westbrook's going to get traded to like a lower, really bad Eastern Conference.
Yep.
So like we knew this was coming, but I just completely forgot about it just because of all the crap that's been going on. And then this just pops up at 7:30 at night.
That's what I mean. It was like we kind of had like the inklings of it a little while ago, and then all of a sudden it was like it's a Wednesday night, December 2nd. You know, the big news was that the Christmas Day games got announced, and then now the opening day games. And we're like, oh, that's the NBA news of the day. Like even when I texted you, I was like, oh, we could make like a reaction episode to that. Yeah. And all of a sudden we get a Woj bomb like this. So what's your sort of gut reaction to it? I already know it, but why don't you tell the people watching?
I think we spoke about it a little bit earlier before the show that, I mean, Westbrook is I think this is a win for Houston because the Westbrook experiment was just clearly not working. I get it where we were in the bubble during the playoffs, but I mean, Westbrook and Harden is just that combination is just not going to work. They're too ball dominant to coexist. And then you trade him for a more pure point guard like passer like Wall, who's more of a team player. Put him with Boogie, and they haven't played together since Kentucky when they were playing college together. I think Harden's going to like that a lot more, that style of play. He's going to get the ball more. Wall's not going to have a problem being more of a point guard because he's used to doing that. He played with Beal, and they made 2 deep playoff runs before Wall got injured, and they look like they're on the rise. So I think, especially since Houston's getting a pick out of this too, I mean, this is a win for them.
That was my thing. Like, I didn't think that this was as much of a lopsided trade until I realized it was not even a pick, a first-round pick that Houston's getting. That's especially when it's, like the Wizards aren't going to be that good. It's not like these picks are going to be, like a throw-in pick. Like, this could be a good pick. But I have kind of two things here.
It was a 2023 pick. So even if the Wizards are good this year or next year, 3 years from now, Westbrook might not even be there.
Even if he is there, he's going to be nothing. He's going to be 35 at that point. The Rockets got a younger point guard. They got a guy that, like you said, more true point guard. So I do believe the Rockets got the good side of this stick. Is that even the saying? The short end? They got the long end of the stick. I feel like people don't use that as much as they should. Yeah. But I will say this. I'm not as high on John Wall as you are. I still think he's kind of a bum. Like, the guy hasn't played basketball in 10 years.
Yeah, he hasn't played in a long. And like the last time we saw him, he looked like Patrick Beverly. Like, his head was just all over the place. He was out of shape. He looked like he was homeless for a little bit there. I mean, his most recent Instagram pictures, he looks like he put himself back into shape. I've never seen John Wall look this good. Pause.
This is Two Balls, One Hoop. You're always going to get a lot of talk like this.
Yeah. John Wall is in great shape. But I don't know. I think everyone's counting John Wall out, too, because they just completely forgot about him. The guy was an all-star player, all-NBA player, great defender, too. And people just don't remember how good he was. And he's only, 29, 30? I mean.
And what did you text me before this about, at the end of the game type of thing? John Wall by far more proven than Westbrook at the end of any games. Not that either of them are like this absolute clutch monster, right? But by far and away, I'm taking John Wall any day of the week when it comes to that.
He had some great moments in the playoffs. I can't name you one moment where he had the ball at the end of the game in the playoffs and has won in the game. John Wall, I can very easily remember. He beat the Celtics in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference. What was that? The semifinals?
Yeah.
2017 with a game like 2 seconds left. Like, he
jumped up on the scorers table.
He's not a great shooter, but he's still a better 3-point shooter than Westbrook is. And he knows how to make the right play. I don't think Westbrook in like the 11, 12, 13 years, whatever how many years he's been in the league, still knows how to do that.
Yeah, it's like, and we are going to, you have a great idea to sort of like career in review or whatever type of shows to come. Westbrook will be that. The one thing is that I feel like neither of us really like Westbrook, so we hinted all these debates and stuff that we're gonna get into. I don't think he's that good. Like he's good. No, that's not the right. He's just not a. He's.
I like Westbrook. He has KG's Kevin Garnett's like mentality and like ferocity. He just doesn't have the basketball IQ to go with that. I like, and people are gonna be like, "How can you say that? Guy won MVP. The guy averages triple double." Yeah, but like, I mean, how many?
Those are fake.
The year he averaged a triple double and won MVP, the team didn't even make the playoffs. Like, I mean, it's
and they would try to get him assists and try to get him rebounds to make his triple double.
7 feet tall would just be like, oh, Westbrook, you won't shoot. Okay, you got like he just got out of the way and rolled out the red carpet. So it's a lot of it is empty stats and
yeah.
It's. I mean, we're gonna look back in 30 years and people are gonna be like, wait, he averaged 3 years of triple doubles. How can you guys? But it's like, well, like we don't talk about Oscar Robertson being in like the same breath as like the all-time greats. Like
he's going to be the Oscar Robertson where he gets thrown in like, oh, you don't realize how good he was, but yet he's never at the top of someone's mind. But we'll save most of this for when we do like I guess the Russell Westbrook breakdown. I did pull up for everyone watching the picture of John Wall. He doesn't look like a fat bum anymore. He doesn't look homeless. He looks like he's ready to tear it up.
He looks like he went through the best rehab possible.
Yeah, he is pissed.
That's a glow up.
And the thing on this, he's saying, I guess it's not his quote, but it is on the picture. I feel bad for whoever gets this assignment. That's someone ready to play.
This guy was the fastest player in the NBA before De'Aaron Fox and Ja Morant came around. So if he still even has 90% of his speed, that's still better than most people.
1,000,000%. And like I think we've already. I don't mean to like reharp on it, but the fact that he's a more complete guard than Westbrook ever was. You already have a guy like James Harden, you mentioned it, in Houston. You don't need a guy to put a triple-double up every night. You literally just need like a second fiddle. And I know Westbrook's kind of been a second fiddle when he's on some of his better teams. But John Wall, I feel like coming off of a 2-year injury, not really doing much, probably planning on being the second fiddle in Washington anyways at this point. I feel like he's ready for that. Whereas Russell Westbrook, the best thing he's ever done is do that like gif where he's like, huh? And he makes that face. What? He thinks he's this. Yeah, he thinks he's just like this absolute superstar. But to be honest, it was when
he is a super. But like, it's so hard for me to just think of him as like it just I can't even talk about it because he frustrates me so much. I remember when the Celtics were almost rumored to get him. I just wanted to blow my brains out because I was like, I can't handle being on a roller coaster with this guy.
Didn't you think he was a really good off-ball player? Wasn't that one of your takes too?
I've never said that. That's he's alluding to some crap that we covered in the opening trailer episode, but I never alluded to Russell Westbrook as being an off-ball player. In fact, he might be the worst off-ball player.
He might be the worst off-ball player of all time. Like, that's a tough one to beat.
He's looking for a shot like JJ Redick. Russell Westbrook's not chasing people around, and he's not coming off screens looking for a shot like JJ Redick or Ray Allen did. So, no. That's not happening, and I think Harden is going to be much happier now. And everyone knows that the rumors of Harden going to the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, Houston might try and work this out now.
I will say this, and I don't mean to get off on the rant about Houston though, but them saying that this move is now going to make them really push to be a really good and contending team. You don't get, and again, like I think Houston won this deal, but you don't get John Wall coming off of a 2-year pretty much hiatus from basketball and say, now we're contenders.
Yeah. Come on. I keep thinking, did Houston get anybody else during the offseason that I'm just not remembering? I'm trying to think whether they may have gotten somebody, but I know Eric Gordon's back, and I know Gerald Green is returning, but that's obviously like a bench guy. I think we do a lot of research before the show, folks.
Hey, this is a reactionary show. We're all good.
A reactionary show. So they still have these websites don't do crap.
Here we go. I found an article from 5 days ago. Let's see what we got. They traded Robert Covington to the Trailblazers and got Trevor Ariza. Wait, what? Oh no, this is
Robert Covington is with the Trailblazers though.
What'd you say?
Robert Covington is with the Trailblazers. Oh yeah, they got Cousins. I don't know how I forgot about that because I mentioned it earlier. So they got Cousins, kept Daniil House. They basically kept the entire Christian Wood.
Christian Wood.
We didn't even think of that. Well, you
I love him. Like, what is the perfect name for what we're talking about?
He's actually really good for what they do with the small ball and the just shoot and run and jump. Well, D'Antoni's not even there anymore, but the way they always love shooting threes, so I feel like that's going to continue to work with him there. So
they could some of their moves made them a little bit of a contender, but still, I don't think that you say that you're a contender after John Wall.
They're not there with the Clippers, Lakers.
No.
I might even say Portland might be slightly better than Houston, and like the Portland just wasn't healthy.
And we can't ignore that they also lost their coach, and now
Denver's still better. It's the jury's gonna be out on that for a while. If Wall comes back and averages 20 and 10, which who knows, even if he averages 18 and 9, that'll still be like incredible. Because I think Harden's gonna put up 30 a game again.
Yeah. He's. I mean, he was close to doing that with a ball hog like Westbrook playing with him. He's gonna now get X amount of more shots per game, and he's gonna do what James Harden does. I mean, James Harden isn't a good defender. He has given up on
He has stepped up his effort a little bit in the past couple of years.
I think he's like
blamed on YouTube and Instagram. But the Wizards, what are they doing?
That has to be like they either wanted to hit the reset button. I'm not sure if John Wall, again, to the research credit here, don't have that, what his contract situation is. But like the fact that they're making that move, it's like not only are you getting probably, I don't want to say the worst player in the deal because they might be getting the better player in the deal, but he's 2 years older. He probably is the better player, but not the better team player for sure. And then you're mortgaging your future. Like that's you have no clue where you're going to be in 2023.
Drafted a kid from Israel, Denny Abgia or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Avocado. Yeah,
I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't speak Hebrew, but isn't he? They said he's supposed to be like this ball handling, playmaking guru, almost like a poor man's Luka Doncic or whatever. And you're just not going to utilize and develop his skills, and you're just going to have Westbrook just stunt his growth. Like I don't understand that.
I don't know. I think they could be possibly shipping out Bradley Beal too. Like, why wouldn't you at this point?
He can't be happy. I mean,
I tweeted out. I was like, Bradley Beal's gotta be pissed.
Like Bradley Beal looks like one of those guys that loves just sitting on a terrible team, averaging 30 a game for the rest of us.
Yeah, let him do his thing, dude. He smiled every time John Wall got hurt. He was like, "Oh, let's go, baby!" Yeah. And now he's literally got. You couldn't pick a worse ball hog in the league.
Like, I don't know.
Maybe like a I don't know, a swaggy P or someone like that just like gets the ball and hucks it.
Think of where the Wizards were 3-4 years ago when they were like up and coming, and just look at where they are now. One Wall injury just did that entire franchise in.
For sure. Yeah. Or, Isaiah Thomas burying them kind of did them in.
Isaiah Thomas did put Markieff Morris and that entire franchise in his back pocket.
Yeah.
The entire season.
Just when they were about to, a couple years before that, Kelly Olynyk went off in Game 7. They haven't had the best player.
They got it all in 1 year.
Yeah. Oh, that was, yeah.
They got a 48-point game from Kelly Olynyk in a Game 7.
Yeah. So, wow. But
I don't know. The Wizards, in the end, I think this is going to they'll be a playoff team now. It's the East. The bottom of the East sucks. 5 seed. Like, can you see them being any higher than a 5 seed?
No, and not because even of them, but like I think the 5 seeds in the East are pretty stacked. You know what I mean?
4 teams: the Bucks, the Celtics, the
Nets, Sixers, Pacers, Heat. Like
Nets. I forgot about the Nets.
Pacers, Heat.
Pacers are probably not going to be as good. Heat. Okay, yeah, the 5 teams. You're right. They might not even be a 5th seed. They'd probably be 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
There's Sixers, Bucks, Celtics, Nets, Heat, and Raptors. We forgot about that.
Shit.
The 6th seed.
Did the East get really good? Like all of a sudden?
All of a sudden insane. I mean, good, because I don't want to watch Orlando as an 8th seed get smoked by Milwaukee in 4 games in the playoffs.
Oh my God! Yeah,
we don't need to see that, America.
No, I think that. I think I didn't. No, the Nets who beat the Milwaukee game 1? Orlando, and then they beat them 4 straight.
Yeah, I mean, Orlando, they did the same thing the year before when the Raptors won the title. They won Game 1 on the road in Toronto, which Toronto always loses Game 1s at home.
They're a 1-game squad, not a big deal.
Yeah, they're one and done.
But all right, any last thoughts on this trade that you haven't said yet? DeMarcus Cousins tweeted out the
Smirking like
The
it might be.
smirky face. It's such a DeMarcus Cousins move.
Because the one person on this earth that may be able to put him on a leash is John Wall.
Yeah, I know.
Marcus Cousins is just a loose cannon who just God knows what he's gonna do.
DeMarcus Cousins hasn't been tamed since Kentucky, and that was when John Wall was his teammate.
I mean, the Boogie. I mean, it's like they're two reclamation projects at this point as well. Just because Boogie's been injured for like the last 2 years too.
Yeah, Houston gambled with that. Like even with Christian Wood, they paid Christian Wood big money, and I love Christian Wood. I think he's good, but like you don't know if he's gonna actually be worth like some serious cha-ching, right?
He needs to put some rocks in his pants. That guy weighs like 150 pounds.
He'll get there. Kidding me?
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah.
Straight from the cuff. We'll see what happens. Obviously, the season starts on December 22nd, and all the good shit's gonna happen then.
How pumped you to get back home, get a microphone, start feeling official about this show?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as that happens, my audio is just gonna raise my podcast gaming level up to like an incredible place that you've never even seen before. And on top of that, watching NBA basketball, it makes it all better. Couple weeks.
Can't wait. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, listening. As always, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, do your thing. This is an impromptu reactionary episode. So if this does well, it might be something we have to do, very specific sort of shorter episodes.
Yeah.
Even though somehow, Kev, we wanted to make this short and we went here now for like 15 minutes. Like, I don't, it's.
I mean, listen, if a Woj or Shams bomb comes on, weird.
That sounds so bad. I don't like Shams bomb. Like
Shams has been like destroyed.
No, he's been bombing. That probably shouldn't say that. He's been bombing for sure. But like Woj bomb sounds so much better than Shams.
Yeah, we got to think of something else for him.
But anyways,
if you have any tips for any nicknames for Shams,
But all right, so we'll catch you guys in the next episode, next show, next reaction video, whatever. We'll figure it out.